On page 48, we're going to be continuing your notes, explaining the difference between an equinox and a solstice. So really quick review from yesterday. Yesterday we discussed the equinoxes that happen twice a year, the autumnal equinox and vernal equinox. And just to remind you that this equinox means that both hemispheres are receiving equal amounts of sunlight, 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. Now, if you remember that the northern and southern hemispheres have opposite seasons, so when it's the first day of fall for us in the northern hemisphere, it's the first day of spring for those in the southern hemisphere. Notice the dark shades of the earth. This doesn't have anything to do with the seasons. This is showing the daytime and the nighttime of the earth, because we experience daytime and nighttime whether it's fall, whether it's winter, whether it's spring, or whether it's summer, because Earth is always rotating on its axis. So this is the equinox that you should have had in your notes from yesterday. So today we're going to talk about what a solstice is. Well, if equinox is when the two hemispheres are experiencing equal amounts of sunlight, then a solstice would be when the northern and southern hemispheres are receiving different amounts of sunlight, because one hemisphere is tilted more towards the sun, or one hemisphere is tilted more away from the sun. So the notes that we're going to take today about the solstice, get the definition down, is explaining when we have a tilt either more towards the sun or away from the sun, therefore they would experience the opposite seasons of either winter or summer. So the winter solstice happens for the northern hemisphere. This would be our first day of winter, our shortest day of the year. In 2017, this will be occurring on December 21st. Notice that the northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun, while the southern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. As the Earth revolves around the sun about 6 months later, now the southern hemisphere will experience its closest tilt towards the sun, while the southern hemisphere will experience its farthest tilt away from the sun. Our summer solstice will be our first day of summer, or our longest day of the year, and this will occur in June 21st of 2018. So now that you have these notes about the solstice, we can go back and correct your warm-up. Question number 1, define a solstice. Well, a solstice is when the northern and southern hemispheres experience different amounts of sunlight. How many solstices are there a year? There are 2, the winter and the summer solstice. The difference between the winter and summer solstice is one is the shortest day of the year and one is the longest day of the year. First day of winter, first day of summer.